The Deputy Prime Minister slams top U.S. airlines for taking aim at Bahamas Air after reports suggest the nation's flag carrier's U.S. routes could be at risk. First tonight, we'll tell you how a dispute over overflight fees may be at the center of the controversy. Also, the Foreign Affairs Minister slams Grand Bahama Port Authority's decision to suspend its review of a proposed power rate hike, calling it pointless. Plus, Opposition leader Michael Pintard takes aim at government, saying they should have absorbed the cost of the latest gas margin hike. This as new price regulations push gasoline margins up 25 cents. Hear Pintard's shocking response coming up. Then in our news at 7:30, a peaceful neighborhood is in shock after a young father fatally shot just steps from his home while holding his child. We revisit the scene as residents grappling with the aftermath. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. Police are investigating another deadly shooting tonight, this time on Piper Lane off Palm Beach Street, marking the second fatal incident in just over 24 hours. Authorities report that a man known to police was shot multiple times around 5 p.m. today by two men while inside a yard. This latest shooting follows yesterday's tragic incident in which a man was killed while he was holding his 8-month-old baby. Police have not confirmed whether the two cases are related. Officer in charge of the Royal Bahamas Police Force South Central Division is Chief Superintendent Dwight Smith.
Sometime around 4:45 p.m. today's date, Police Control Room notified officers on patrol of gunshots being discharged in the area of Piper Lane, which is situated between Wilson Track and Palm Beach Avenue. Officers responded. On their arrival in an open yard, they met a male lying on the ground with multiple gunshot wounds about the body.
All right, and we are still following this story. For all the latest developments on this, you can head over to ournews.bs and, of course, Our News Bahamas on Facebook. Tonight, the Deputy Prime Minister is accusing leading American airlines of taking a swipe at Bahamas Air. It comes after reports surfaced that the nation's flag carrier's flights to the United States were in jeopardy after Airlines for America formally objected to Bahamas Air's application, citing concerns over the pricing structure of Bahamas Air Navigation Services Authority for aircraft overflight fees. Our Joshua Williams is following this.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper is blaming a number of long-standing issues for Airlines for America's consortium's objection to Bahamas Air's application to operate in the United States. Cooper claims this attempt comes as the group that's made up of notable airlines, such as American Airlines, JetBlue and Southwest, are taking their frustrations out on Bahamas Air over ongoing negotiations.
Much like a union of airlines in a very loose consortium, has been over the period of quite some time in dialogue with the Department of Transportation in the USA about our overflight fees. Their claims were rejected by the Department of Transportation, so they're trying something else.
Cooper says the issues are separate and would not affect day-to-day operations.
The Department of Transportation has indicated to us that they have no concerns as it relates to Bahamas Air. They understand what the issues are. They understand what the previous complaints have been from this association of airlines. The conversations are continuing and the consultations are continuing as it relates to the overflight fees. And there is no interest on conflating the two issues.
He adds that even though the AIA is frustrated with the fees, the Bahamian government is doing what's best for the Bahamian people.
We believe that we, in our sovereign right, has the ability and right to charge for the use of our airspace, and we have been very transparent and accountable and very open in the dialogue. That consultation continues. They've asked for extended periods of time for consultation, and we complied.
Now, the United States Embassy releasing a statement this morning saying while Bahamas Air's application is pending before the Department of Transportation, they may continue to operate to and from the United States under their existing authority. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks for that, Josh. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell dismissed Grand Bahama Port Authority's decision to suspend its review of Grand Bahama Power Company's base rate increase proposal as pointless. This latest development follows a prolonged standoff between the Port Authority and government, sparked by the power company's recent application for a rate hike. Speaking outside Parliament today, Mitchell emphasized that GBPC lacked jurisdiction over the issue from the onset.
The fact that the Grand Bahama Port Authority now says that it's going to review whatever its processes were, to me, those statements and their actions are in a legal sense irrelevant to the issue of jurisdiction, because they had no jurisdiction in the first place. So whether they suspend or they don't suspend is irrelevant.
Since the proposal's announcement, numerous protests have erupted, with government also opposing the move. And that's because this latest request follows a 3.4% rate increase that was granted to Grand Bahama Power Company in 2022. Parliament passed the Electricity Act, designating the Utility Regulators and Competition Authority, ERCA, as the sole electricity regulator in the Bahamas. Mitchell noted ERCA recently met with GBPC.
The Grand Bahama Power Company, at least in one sense, conceded that that was the correct way to go by, they said, applying to both the Grand Bahama Port Authority and to ERCA. But there's an application before ERCA. ERCA will review the application and in due time make a decision as to what is supposed to happen there.
And coming up in our news at 7:30, Italia Hall speaks with residents in Grand Bahama. They're sharing their views on this issue and what the government is saying about the port's decision to suspend the rate proposal. Stay tuned. All right, opposition leader Michael Pintard. He says government should have absorbed the newly effective gas margin increase. Yesterday, retail margins for gasoline and diesel rose by 25 cents and 16 cents, respectively, under the Price Control Act, Gasoline and Diesel Oil Amendment Regulations 2024. Now, this adjustment brings gas margins to 79 cents and diesel margins to 50 cents. Well, here's Pintard's perspective.
The reality is the government should have taken a haircut as opposed to the public taking a haircut.
And the opposition leader also had strong words about what he thinks is behind government's motivation to move forward on the margin increases.
The government should have taken a haircut rather than the public.
So what does this say, in your opinion, about
the government reacted to a potential protest? So they didn't make a principled position. They had all the arguments in front of them, and they failed to move on it.
A man who molested his teenage daughter and her friend has been jailed for 15 years. The 44-year-old man pleaded guilty to incest and unlawful sexual intercourse in the middle of his trial before Justice Renee McKay. According to the evidence, the man began molesting his 15-year-old daughter soon after he met her at a graduation, a junior high school graduation, that is. And prosecutors say the incidents happened between August 1st and September 31st, 2021, and in October of that year. They say on one occasion he molested his daughter and her 14-year-old friend while they were at his home. Under a plea agreement, the man was sentenced to 15 years for incest and 10 years for unlawful sexual intercourse to be served concurrently. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight. But for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. And Greg, there's an excessive heat watch that's been extended for Antigua and Barbuda. I know we've had heat advisories already. Are they continuing as well?
They are.
Will we see the same kind of extension?
Yep. We have been anticipating this heat problem for a couple of months, actually. The workshop that I attended in Jamaica early in the year prepared us for this, and we have been doing some studies and research, and we will continue to see these temperatures over the next couple of days. So the heat advisory remains for us, and it stretches all the way through the Caribbean. So if you plan on doing any outdoor activities, we urge you to drink lots of water and make sure you take frequent breaks from the sunshine. 85 degrees is our current temperature right now. Few clouds. We are going to call it warm. East-southeast winds at 6 miles per hour. and your feels like temperature is still in the 90s. 95 is what it feels like on the outdoors. Temperatures around the islands right now, 86 in Freeport, 85 over in Allenstown, Bimini, Great Harbor Key, Marshall, Barbacoa, and Governor's Harbor, 84. Also in Nicholstown, Andros, into the Central Bahamas, 86 in Kemps Bay. We pick up 84s once again, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, the Exumas, Deadman's Key, Long Island, Copen Townsend, Salvador, you guys are 82, and into the Southeast Bahamas, 85 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Crooked Island. We have some isolated showers nearby, that Delectable Bay, as well as in Abrahams Bay and Providenciales, 84, and Deep South Matthewtown, Inagu, also 84 at this hour. Satellite radar composite, it's much the same as we had yesterday. We have a little bit of a disturbance across the central Bahamas, and that's complemented by an upper level low that's been spinning just at the southwest of Cuba. So we saw a couple isolated showers across the central Bahamas. Most of that is dying off as we speak, but that upper level low is going to weaken. High pressure will remain in charge, and those heat indices will continue into triple digits. Once again, make sure you take the necessary precautions if you plan on doing any outdoor activity. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, the WNBA playoffs heat up as Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty showcase their strength, dominating Las Vegas by 20 points in the paint. Our sports, presented by 10th year seniors, is up next.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussion. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The WNBA playoffs continue for Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty in their heated rivalry with the Las Vegas Aces. Led by Jones, New York dominated Las Vegas by 20 points in the paint and has had double-digit leads in each of the team's 5 matchups this season.
And yeah, I thought it was a pretty good game. Obviously, there's always things that you look at or think about as a professional athlete that you want to do better. And I always say that we're our hardest critics, so I'm not going away from it too ecstatic like Sabrina said, because we still have more work to do.
It's been a season of comebacks for Anton Richardson and the New York Mets, and it continues into the NL wildcard. The Mets can close out the NL wildcard round tonight with a win over the Milwaukee Brewers. The Philadelphia 76ers are in the midst of training camp here in Nassau, with of course several ties to the Bahamas on its roster headed into the upcoming season. National team standout Eric Gordon will begin his 17th NBA season in the city of brotherly love. Gordon signed a 2-year deal with the franchise in July.
I just like the organization-wise, from the team, how talented the team was, good coaching staff, and
Isaiah Mobley, who spent this summer with the national team in training camp in Houston, signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the 76ers earlier this week. An Exhibit 10 contract is a non-guaranteed minimum salary deal which can also be converted to a two-way deal before the season begins, or means guaranteed money if a player is waived and then stays on the G League affiliate for at least 60 days.
I think I use it a lot, It's a great place you can go and develop, as well as, show NBA teams what you can do.
That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as U.S. vice presidential debate focuses on policy. Plus, Israel vows it will respond following a missile attack by Iran. And we'll show you the 2+ tons of drugs burned by Dominican authorities when Our News returns.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts. Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Democrat Tim Walz and Republican J.D. Vance clashed on Tuesday at a U.S. vice presidential debate that was surprisingly civil in the final stretch of an ugly election campaign marred by inflammatory rhetoric and 2 assassination attempts. Ryan Brooks reports.
Democrat Tim Walz and Republican J.D. Vance went head-to-head on Tuesday. The CBS News presidential debate was the first and only one for the vice presidential nominees and the final debate before Election Day, with a little over a month to go. Compared to last month's clash between Democrat Kamala Harris and Republican Donald Trump, it was heavier on policy arguments and lighter on personal attacks. Instead, they mostly took aim at their opponents' running mates and their records. Vance launched a line of attacks that Trump had often failed to do in the last debate, taking on Harris's time in President Joe Biden's White House. That included the administration's economic record.
If Kamala Harris has such great plans for how to address middle-class problems, then she ought to do them now. Not when asking for a promotion, but in the job the American people gave her 3.5 years ago. And the fact that she isn't tells you a lot about how much you can trust her actual plans.
While Walz circled back to saying Trump had prioritized billionaires over working people. He also flipped a Vance critique of immigration by attacking Trump for pressuring Republicans to kill a bipartisan border security bill earlier this year.
By standing with Donald Trump and not working together to find a solution, it becomes a talking point. And when it becomes a talking point like this, we dehumanize and villainize other human beings.
Both were trying to land a hard blow against the other side ahead of the looming general election on November 5th. Analysts who spoke to Reuters say history shows vice presidential debates rarely shift the polls. Harris was widely seen as the winner of her more chaotic debate with Trump. While Harris has edged ahead in national polls, voters remain evenly divided in the 7 battleground states, likely to decide November's outcome.
Israeli forces clashed with Iran-backed Hezbollah fighters in southern Lebanon after Iran launched its largest attack on Israel Tuesday. 8 Israeli soldiers were killed Wednesday, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned that Iran will pay. Iran's military chief threatened broader strikes if Israel retaliates. U.S. President Joe Biden said he opposes Israeli attacks on Iranian nuclear sites. Iran fired 200 ballistic missiles Tuesday, claiming it was in response to the deaths of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah and another member. Dominican authorities incinerated over 2 tons of drugs on Thursday, including 1.5 tons of cocaine found in a shipment of lemons from Colombia destined for Hamburg. The National Drug Control Office called it one of the largest seizures at the Salcedo port. In addition to the cocaine, authorities also destroyed marijuana, crack, ecstasy, and hashish, all seized during various operations. The UN Security Council has extended an international security mission in Haiti for another year, but it dropped plans to turn it into a UN peacekeeping mission due to opposition from Russia and China. The U.S. supports Haiti's call for peacekeepers, with U.S. Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield urging respect for Haiti's request. Haiti's leaders say the peacekeeping mission is urgently needed to address gang violence, but China and Russia argue the current mission should be given more time. Haiti's ambassador insists a peacekeeping force would stabilize the country and enhance security efforts. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was October 2nd. Then in our news at 7:30, the tragic shooting of a young father just steps from his Flamingo Gardens home has sent shockwaves through the quiet neighborhood, raising serious safety concerns. And residents on Grand Bahama breathing a sigh of relief tonight after the Port Authority canceled its review of the power company's rate proposal. We've got reactions when our news returns.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussion. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
When hurricanes...
On this day in Bahamian history, on October 2nd, 1966, Hurricane Inez affected the northwest Bahama Islands. Those affected islands included Abaco, Bimini, Grand Bahama and New Providence. 5 people died in that storm and damage estimates were at $15.5 million. The storm spawned tornadoes on New Providence and Grand Bahama. Fast forward to 1980. Reuben Edward Cooper died in New Providence at the age of 67. Born on the 1st of June 1913 in Georgetown, Exuma, Cooper was a pastor, theologian, teacher, and civil rights activist. In 1940, he organized the Mission Baptist Church and served as its pastor. When the Bahamas gained independence from the United Kingdom in 1973, he delivered the sermon at the Independence Day celebrations. And in 2009, Clement T. Maynard died at the age of 81. Sir Clement was a former Member of Parliament and Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas from 1984 to 1992. Maynard was remembered as a committed family man, an outstanding churchman, and an exemplary statesman during a state funeral at Christ Church Cathedral. Then Governor-General A.D. Hanna and then Prime Minister Hubert A. Ingram led official mourners. And in 2019, then Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis sent a stern warning to illegal immigrants after he detailed how much was spent on disaster management following Hurricane Dorian.
I send a notice to all those who are illegal that they can leave voluntarily or they will be forced to leave. However, they will be carried out in a humane manner.
All right, in addition to those historic moments, we've got another. The last remaining registered Bahamian World War II veteran still residing in the Bahamas has passed away. Comrade Henry Kelman was a member of the Royal Air Force during World War II, serving in the Oaksfield Division of the island of New Providence. He passed away on Grand Bahama in Luran Memorial Hospital of natural causes on Sunday, just one day after celebrating his 96th birthday. His death leaves just one Bahamian World War II veteran surviving, member of the Brave 11 Bahamian women who volunteered in the war, Acting Corporal Doreen Jones Rickards, who just celebrated her 100th birthday and lives in Jamaica. Our condolences to Comrade Kelman's family tonight. Well, the Bahamas National Trust is hosting one of its popular fundraisers this weekend. Our Danielle Miller spoke to organizers to learn more about the 32nd Annual Wine and Arts Festival designed to satisfy self-certified sommeliers.
We are at the Bahamas National Trust Retreat here on Village Road, where they are preparing for their Wine and Art Festival. It has become one of my favorite events because of the fun, the food, and the rum. Today we speak to Senior Communications Officer Elijah Sands, and he tells us how they plan to let the good times pour.
We're happy, very excited to be hosting Wine and Art this year as the 32nd Annual Wine and Art Festival. Of course, people have grown to love and know this festival, and people can expect, the things they love so much. The main event, which is the, sampling of the wine, the Champagne Lounge, the after party. This year we have some new and exciting features that we're welcoming to the Wine and Art Festival. This year we'll have over 60 wines that people can actually sample in the main event. In the main event, we'll also have the brand new High Noon Lounge, which is a seltzer that we know people really enjoy. So we'll have a special lounge area dedicated for that. In the Champagne Lounge, this year we're not just doing champagne. We're also going to have other spirits represented from the LVMH brand. So we'll have Veuve Clicquot in the Champagne Lounge. We'll have Chandon. We'll also have champagne cocktails made from Belvedere and Hennessy.
The festival begins at 12 p.m. and ends at 10 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. From 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., you can also enjoy live performances from Sasha the Duchess, Expressions Band, and the Essence Band. Tickets can be purchased at the door, but we were advised to avoid the long line. It's encouraged to purchase tickets before the festival at bntevents.com. For more information, you can follow Bahamas National Trust on social media platforms. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks so much for that, Denny. If you want to watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, remember you can visit ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Marlena Leonard with the latest headlines. Marlena?
Thanks, Ken.
Well, coming up tonight, we explore the sights and sounds of Freeport's latest celebration showcasing local talent and community spirit. Plus, why a noted financial executive says it's time to adopt a more frugal mindset. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on Our News at 7:30, shot in broad daylight. Neighbors of the man shot and killed while holding his 8-month-old baby are reeling, saying it's prompted new safety concerns for the area. And sighs of relief. Residents react as the regulator of the Grand Bahama Power Company has canceled its review of a rate proposal. This, as DPM and Minister of Aviation Chester Cooper says no issue raised by Bahamas Air workers reached his office before their press conference yesterday. And later, in this week's City in Focus, the story of Freeport, our Italia Hall takes us through the sights and sounds of one of the Port Authority's recent sponsored events, Freeport's Got Talent. These stories and more when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, presents the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Shaw, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Breezes Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack location. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Skypods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E. I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Marlena Leonard. A quiet neighborhood was rocked by tragedy yesterday when a young father was shot and killed just steps away from his front door in broad daylight. Police say he was holding his 8-month-old daughter when gunmen opened fire. Our Delvardo Emmanuel revisited the area today where he spoke with residents who are still shocked by the ordeal.
I see the gentleman, he goes out, I don't know his name because, he just, the person just beat himself. I see him goes out every morning with his 2 kids, drop out of school and come back with the baby, go inside. 3 o'clock, I can always know when it's 10 minutes to 3 because he jump in his car and he goes by the school, just Jericho and wait for him, pick up and bring him back home. And I just watch it every day.
This neighbor, who wanted to remain anonymous, says 27-year-old Carlos Joseph had just arrived home with his 2 daughters, including an 8-month infant and a 6-year-old girl, when gunfire erupted. He says he witnessed the entire thing on his home camera.
I heard my alarm just keep going off, the door alarm camera keep going off, so I decided to go on the phone to see what's going on. And when I went on the phone and I saw it, I was stunned that it was shooting right in my step. I call it my doorstep. And then I called the wife because she said she's sitting right down in the house and she saw the whole incident was going on.
I also went to the home where the victim lived for nearly 2 years with his girlfriend and family. A relative inside the home declined to comment on camera, but did say the 2 children in the car were unharmed and safe. The concerned resident is calling for the community to come together to tackle crime.
We got to get together as a community in this country to say, let's fight this crime by ourselves. The police can't do it by themselves. The government can't do it by themselves. But we in the community could do this ourselves.
While in the community, I ran into area MP Leroy Major, who expressed concern for what appears to be a spike in crime in his community.
I am in the mode now of putting in some more surveillance cameras in my constituency. I also spoke with the police prior to this incident for more patrols, and I know they are doing that. So I will talk with them sometime today or tomorrow to find out how much vehicles do we have assigned to this constituency, because Southern Shores is very big. As a matter of fact, the Southern District is very huge, and if we could have more vehicles in this area.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvardo Emmanuel.
Residents of Grand Bahama are breathing a sigh of relief tonight as the Grand Bahama Port Authority, the regulator of the Grand Bahama Power Company, has canceled its review of the power company's rate proposal. Our Italia Hall spoke with residents who shared their candid reviews.
After months of protests and frustration from the Grand Bahama community, the Grand Bahama Port Authority confirmed in a statement Monday it has suspended its review of the Grand Bahama Power Company's proposed rate plan filed on August 1st. This suspension will remain in effect until service reliability is firmly established. For months, the island has been grappling with frequent power outages, some lasting more than 5 hours at a time. Richard Johnson, president of the GB Power Gotta Go organization, who led several recent protests against the power company, is celebrating this decision by the Port Authority. He commends the people of Grand Bahama for standing up for their rights and believes this is a significant step in the right direction by the GBPA. Grand Bahama resident David Carey also expressed his satisfaction with the suspension of the review, stating that the service provided by the power company is deplorable.
They catch us in the middle of cooking and doing whatever we're doing with our power, and they shut us off. No explanation. You know what I'm saying? And so it's frustrating for Bahamians.
Resident and businessman Steve Mango says the delay of the review gives the regulator more time to understand what the problem is. He says, in his opinion, the power rates are higher than what they should be.
If you have a plant that's relatively new and you're having to do maintenance on it, on this, you should go back to the manufacturer where you bought it from, right? And you should also have some kind of redundancy in the system to where if one of three go down, you can still meet the demands. I get that you want to go to solar as well, but the amount of solar fields that you're going to need acreage-wise for Grand Bahama, what you've put in is just a drop in the bucket.
These residents share their views about the regulator's decision.
I think they just shouldn't do it on the whole, though.
I think it's good that it should be delayed because the economic situation in Grand Bahama right now is hard and a lot of people are struggling. So right now, the up in the prices, they should really think about delaying that.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Italia Hall.
Thanks, Italia. Well, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper says he was not made aware of issues raised by Bahamas Air workers in a press conference yesterday. The Airport Airline and Allied Workers Union telling its workers to stand by for an emergency meeting and prepare for a strike vote amidst unrest that Bahamas Air plans to outsource ramp service agents to the Nassau Flight Services. Cooper says as far as he knew, things were being dealt with.
I had been advised that there had been ongoing continuous conversations with the union. There had been some reconciliation of some employees' accounts, and the process had been moving forward very smoothly. Up to the press conference yesterday, no issue had been elevated to me as the minister, and therefore I cannot comment on the substance of what their concerns might be.
Cooper says it made more sense to combine the two sets of ramp employees that carry out the same tasks, calling it good governance. This union, the latest of many to air their frustrations in the media, something the Deputy Prime Minister doesn't agree with, encouraging unions not to air their dirty laundry in public.
I trust that they would do the responsible thing, and if they find themselves at an impasse with the management of Bahamas Air, that they will speak with me directly. I don't believe that union negotiations are to be handled in the press. I think there is a more civil, more responsible way to do it. And Ms. Funkton of the AAAW is aware that she has an open door policy to me. All she needs to do is call.
A man who got his ex-girlfriend's teenage daughter pregnant has been jailed for 8 years. The 30-year-old, whose identity we are withholding to protect the victim, pleaded guilty to unlawful sexual intercourse when he appeared before Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson. He was sentenced to 8 years and will receive credit for the 5 months that he spent on remand. The man began an intimate relationship with the teen on June 1st, 2023, that continued up to December 31st, 2023. And a man accused of the brazen broad daylight murder of 24-year-old Jason Lamb is set to stand trial in 2026. Sidney Hart Jr.'s trial is scheduled for February 6, 2026. According to police, around noon on January 17, 2024, Lamb was at the intersection of Parkgate and Village Roads when a car occupied by Hart and others pulled alongside his. The occupants of the car shot Lamb and he died at the scene. He was killed days before he was set to stand trial for the March 1, 2021 murder of Antonio Russell at Bernard Road. Hart remains on remand at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. The Miami Heat are in town for a training camp this week, and we got their team captain speaking on Team Bahamas' basketball prospects for the Olympics. We'll bring you that in just a bit. But first, we're now in October, and the autumn season is underway, but the summer heat clearly hasn't gotten the cue to go home yet. Meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us now for your first look at weather. Greg?
I don't know. We have this autumn thing you just mentioned. We get 2 seasons. Summer, winter.
And worse.
Yeah. And looks like summer is going to continue for us for a little while because we are still very hot on the outside. But it's cooled down since we saw the temperatures at 7 o'clock. It's 82 degrees right now outside our studios. East winds at 6 miles per hour and your face-like temperature has come down to 93. Of course, across the islands, ridge of high pressure in charge. We had a little bit of a weak disturbance moving through the central Bahamas, triggering a few showers and isolated thunderstorms down there. Most of that activity is dying off. That's courtesy of an upper level low that's weakening just to the southwest of Cuba. And of course, we will be watching the Gulf of Mexico. There's some moisture that is expected to return across our area. So we could see some relief from the heat by the weekend, as we expect some more showers in the forecast at that time. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast and the tropics still to come.
Still to come on Our News. In tonight's City in Focus, the story of Freeport, our Italia Hall takes us on an exciting journey to see some of Freeport's most gifted in the Grand Bahama Port Authority-sponsored Freeport's Got Talent. Plus, VP of Group Head Investment at RF Bank and Trust, David Slatter, urging Bahamians to adopt a more frugal mindset amid uncertainty about the U.S. economy going into 2025. We'll tell you about what you need to know when Our News returns.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as the environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find it exciting that I can be a student, live my life, and use my words and my voice to change the environment and world around me. Most times I think it's a privilege. It's our environment and it's our generation to own. I don't think as a young person that there's anything more rewarding than being a part of bringing awareness. I'm Michaela Kerr, and I'm making a difference in my own words.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator or washing machine with a new model. Adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
Hi,
my name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that
And now we turn to City in Focus, the story of Freeport, brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority. This week, our Italia Hall takes us on an exciting journey through the sights and sounds of one of the Port Authority's recent sponsored events, Freeport's Got Talent. Let's take a look.
It was a huge display of talent from the community of Grand Bahama for the first ever Freeport's Got Talent competition by the Grand Bahama Port Authority. The event held in the Port Lacaya Marketplace featured an impressive lineup of Bahamian artists, singers, bands, church choirs, and school choirs. But as the night unfolded, there could only be one crowned as the overall winner. Sunland Baptist Academy emerged victorious. Representative Atia Wallace says it took the choir lots of preparation.
Prayers. Prayers, a lot of prayers. We had to really think about, okay, who's going to go on first, all the preparations. It was a lot of stress, and we had to, focus and say who's going to go on when. But we managed to pull it off, and we did good.
Organizer Fatima Zahar Kaboub telling us the event is really the vision of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, who wants to support the orange economy.
We're trying to give this artistic events for the community an artistic feel rather than a corporate event feel. So that's where we come in with the committee and try to give it that family feel. I mean, tonight was just incredible.
While Manager of Quality Assurance and Special Projects Glendia Sweeting at the GBPA says it's all about community involvement.
We wanted to ensure that everyone who wanted to have an opportunity had an opportunity to be here. And we're so delighted to see that Sunland Baptist Academy would have come out on top. It takes quite a bit to be able to make things like this work. And so we also included vendors from around town.
As for what will be done with the funds by students of Sunland Baptist Academy,
we want to restore our personal music closet in our classroom, where all the dance clothes are changing, everything. And other than that, we haven't really discussed it. I hope we can share it evenly among everyone. I'm very proud of you guys.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Italia Hall.
What a heartwarming story. Well, congratulations to all of those winners. Now, as we approach 2025, VP of Group Head Investment at RF Bank and Trust, David Slatter, is urging Bahamians to adopt a more frugal mindset. He says there's uncertainty about the U.S. economy. Slatter says whether the U.S. economy faces a soft or hard landing, it will greatly impact financial conditions in the coming year for the Bahamas. As for investment opportunities, Slatter notes there are several fixed income securities available, including a recent offering from Alive that entered the market this week. He says preparing for the year ahead requires research.
It's always the best time to start investing. And if you're consistent over time, you take advantage of the ups and the downs, right? So get started, make it a habit. Investing needs to become a habit. Every month when you get paid, a portion goes aside for investing, whether it's your company pension, whether it's your own personal investment. Never stop learning, right? So even at the age of over 50, me, there's still this need to constantly be learning, right? There's always, only a fool thinks they know everything, right? So continue to learn, and quite often you may be reading about a topic that actually provides information that leads to important decisions on other topics. So when it comes to investing, you could read about, for argument's sake, a medical discovery that's going to revolutionize weight loss, and then you say, well, I wonder who produces that, and then you find out which company produces that. You go, oh, maybe I should buy some shares of that company. So little things like that trigger investment opportunities. So keep learning, remain diligent, sharpen your pencil when you're doing your personal budget. See if you can get that extra $50, $500 out of your budget. Get it invested and get it working for you.
Coming up in sports, we have lots of playoff action to get to, and NBA training camp coverage continues.
Plus, a gold medalist this summer with Team USA's basketball Olympic team gives his take on the chances of a Team Bahamas basketball shot at future Olympics when Our News returns.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
My name is Troy Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The WNBA playoffs continue for Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty in their heated rivalry with the Las Vegas Aces. Jones finished with 14 points and 8 rebounds as the Liberty took a 2-0 lead in the WNBA semifinals with an 88-84 win over the defending champion Las Vegas Aces last night at the Barclays Center. She shot 63% from the field and added 4 assists. Jones also added a few career milestones Tuesday night when she became the Liberty's all-time leader in total postseason rebounds with 156. She also moved into the league's top 25 for all-time playoff points scored, and at 132 now has the 5th most playoff offensive rebounds in WNBA history. The Liberty look to close out the series on the road Friday night at 9:30 p.m. at the Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was extremely intense. You know, it's a team that is chasing a championship, both of us, and we're playing really hard, and it's playoff basketball. It's physical, it's exhausting, and everybody's trying to get that one possession that'll take them over the hump and allow them to win the game.
It's been a season of comebacks for Anton Richardson and the New York Mets, and it continues into the NL wildcard. Tuesday night, the Mets took the series opener 8-4. The winner of this series will go on to face the pennant-winning Philadelphia Phillies in the NLDS. First pitch is at 7:38 p.m. at American Family Field in Milwaukee. The Philadelphia 76ers are in the midst of training camp here in Nassau, with of course several ties to the Bahamas on its roster headed into the upcoming season. National team standout Eric Gordon will begin his 17th NBA season in the city of brotherly love. Gordon signed a 2-year deal with the franchise in July. The 35-year-old guard spent last season with the Phoenix Suns, where he averaged 11 points in 27.2 minutes per game and shot 44.3% from the field and 37.8% from beyond the three-point arc.
Well, I came here to win the championship, and that's the only goal that I have, and I think this team is capable of doing that. We do have a lot of new guys on this team, so chemistry is going to be it's going to be huge. So
Isaiah Mobley, who spent this summer with the national team in training camp in Houston, signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the 76ers earlier this week. The 24-year-old forward was selected numbered 49 overall by the Cleveland Cavs in 2022 and has appeared in 22 NBA games over 2 seasons. The older brother of Cavs starter Evan Mobley, he was an unrestricted free agent headed into this offseason.
This Philly team has a lot of vets, a lot of good vets at that. And guys just lasted and played long careers here throughout the NBA. So just be a sponge, soak all that up, and then just contribute like all the skills that I think I can bring, stretching the floor, making plays, making it easier for the great superstars they already have here.
That'll do it for sports. This is 10YS. I'm Ronaldo. back to the studio.
Still ahead on Our News tonight, how tourism officials in Grand Bahama visited several schools to highlight the importance of World Tourism Day. And Greg is back in the Weather Center to tell us more about what we can expect from the seas and skies this week in your extended weather forecast. That's coming up when Our News returns.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference.
This is our news. Welcome back. We have three systems that we are tracking across the tropical Atlantic during this middle part of the hurricane season. We have Tropical Depression 13, which formed earlier today. That's well out there towards the east. And then, of course, we have Kirk, Tropical Depression 13. That's the latest coordinates. 10.5 degrees north, 29.7 west. Winds up to 35 miles per hour. And it's continuing to move towards the west at 7 miles per hour. The system should stay in the open Atlantic, not really causing any problems for anybody. Should strengthen to a hurricane by the end of the week. We also have Kirk out there. Kirk is also a hurricane at the time. And it's unbelievable that the system will strengthen to a Category 3 way out there in the open Atlantic. Should be no problem for anybody out there. Then, of course, we are going to continue to monitor an area in the Western Caribbean that the National Hurricane Center is giving a low to medium chance. Moving into the Gulf, should lend us some showers by the end of the week. In the meantime, high pressure will continue to dominate our weather, so we're looking at some very hot temperatures for the balance of the week. Boating forecast tonight to tomorrow. The winds will fall off light and variable tonight, but they will be picking up to 10 knots east-southeast tomorrow. Seas 1 to 3 feet. High tide is at 8:30 tonight. The low tide takes place at 2:41 in the morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll be quite nice tomorrow, very hot, but as I mentioned, that low pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico should lend us some showers by the end of the week. And of course, that should take us into next week, but temperatures will be in the 90s with heat indices in the triple digits. That's a look at our weather. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks, Greg. Well, Bam Adebayo is entering his 8th season with the Miami Heat and his 2nd training camp here in the Bahamas, but it's his first international camp with him as team captain. When asked about the adjustment for him this trip, he said his goal is to get everybody on the same page and understand that they have one job here: get better. Bam won his second gold medal this summer with Team USA at the Paris Olympics and is the only player in team history to win 2 gold medals as a member of the Miami Heat. When asked his thoughts on his place in team history as well as his opinion on Bahamas' basketball, he had this to say.
I scratched my name in the history book as number one in something in Heat culture. But for the most part, I've been playing catch up. I feel like the Bahamas at some point will be in the Olympics. It's great for not only the Bahamas but as the world and as a whole. Just being able to see all different types of countries get this chance to play in the Olympics.
Friday was observed as World Tourism Day, a day dedicated to honoring the significance of tourism and its social, cultural, and economic impacts around the globe. In Grand Bahama, tourism officials visited several schools to highlight the importance of this annual observance. We caught up with officials at the Beacon School. Manager at the Ministry of Tourism Grand Bahama, Corenda Swain Roll, notes the Bahamas joins 195 countries in celebrating the important day.
We see the importance of educating our students and teaching them about what tourism is all about and what is happening around the world. In addition to that, our theme, or the World Tourism theme, is tourism and peace. And you know, in the Bahamas, we're a peaceful nation and we celebrate that. So we look forward to going out into the communities, educating our students as we celebrate World Tourism Day.
On behalf of the entire team, thank you for joining us for our news tonight. I'm Marlena Leonard. I hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night.